I know you did a kind of an infamous experiment several years back where you did this caloric thing where you ate a certain way at a certain caloric thing, and then you ate more calories another way, and you ended up losing weight. Can you tell us a little bit more about that little experiment? How it went? Did you actually actually? Because people say, well, you didn't really accurately measure your food or something like that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was 2013. So I was kind of like right in the middle of running my fitness bootcamp business and kind of doing the podcast. And I was doing like some YouTube videos as well, doing like all sorts of videos. But I really wanted to try and get this point across about, how difficult it is to actually track calories and to try and help people that are insistent that it is just all about the calories, make them realize that it's not so simple and that different foods affect us in different ways. And so because I've been a naturally slim guy all my life, I couldn't lose weight, I had to gain weight. And so I decided that I would do these 3 different diets, overfeeding by twice the amount that I usually eat, on these 3 different diets with 3 months of biochemical reset time in between. And so the first one, and each one was for 3 weeks, sorry. So the first one was low carb, real food. So basically salmon and eggs for breakfast, and then nuts for the snacks, and kind of, mackerel at lunchtime, and then steak for dinner, and kind of some green beans in there as well. But my caloric intake per day was just under 6,000 calories a day. And over the 3 weeks, my calorie surplus after the protein thermogenic effect and then the loss of fiber and any exercise that I was doing was 47,000 calories. And according to the calorie formula, that should have equaled 6.1 kilograms of weight gain. But over the period of those 3 weeks, I actually only gained 1.3 kilograms. So a lot less. And I actually lost 3 centimeters from my waist as well. So potentially it was quite possibly muscle mass that I in fact gained, because my waist shrunk at the same time. And that's a very interesting observation by itself. But as I said, I wanted to do this crossover study on myself. And so 3 months of biochemically resetting, I decided to do low fat, high carb, fake food. So, it was breakfast cereals and skim milk for breakfast. Then it was like a low fat pizza at lunchtime and a low fat lasagna with garlic bread in the evening, and kind of low fat yogurts and all sorts of sugary craziness in there. But the way that I worked it out, and this was all off of, the calories off of the back of the packets, right? So this is what the public, this is the information that they're getting, and this is how we all have to work it out, try and work it out, that is. So I managed to work it out so that after, again, protein thermogenic effect, loss of fiber, and any exercise that I was doing, and I did the same exercise routine in each of the 3 experiments as well, I managed to make it a 47,000 calorie surplus. Again, exactly the same. I think it was a difference of about 53 calories in total. So it's about as close as you're going to get in terms of mathematical calculations. And again, should have put on 6.1 kilograms, but I ended up putting on 7.1 kilograms over those 3 weeks. So quite a stark difference between the first one, where I only put on 1.3 in a 47,000 calorie surplus, compared to the second one, again, a 47,000 calorie surplus, but very different food. And I put on over what the calorie formula suggested I should have put on. And on that second one as well, I put on 9.25 centimeters around my waist as well, which is about 3.5 inches. So for a naturally slim guy like myself, that was quite a shock to actually see my waist increase over 3 weeks. And I did do bloods on that as well. You know, my triglycerides quadrupled, my HDL went down by a third, my glucose skyrocketed as well. I'd essentially given myself metabolic syndrome over those 3 weeks, which was rather shocking. And then I did this final experiment as well, which was very low fat vegan, which was quite a shock to the system, because I'd never excluded animal products from my life before. So on that one, I was pretty fuzzy. But what was really interesting with the vegan one was that I only managed to get it to 40,000 calorie surplus, and the reason for that was because there was so much fiber in all of the foods, so I couldn't rack up kind of the net calorie surplus to 47,000 calories. But again, going to what the calorie formula is saying, 40,000 calories should have been 5.2 kilograms of weight gain. I put on 4.7 kilograms. But again, if you compare it to that first one where I was in a 47,000 calorie surplus and only put on 1.3, I was in a 40,000 calorie surplus in this vegan one and put on 4.7 kilograms of weight, which is obviously kind of mind blowing to anybody that's insistent that, you know, it's just about the calories that you can count, basically. And what was really interesting on that one as well was, and on the low fat fake food as well, is that my asthmatic symptoms returned as well. I was even just on my cycle commute to work. I was getting out of breath, just leisurely cycling, and that was just crazy for me to feel that I was getting out of breath on a leisurely cycle. Absolutely crazy.
You know, I mean, obviously, if we go to satiety, you know, you said the fiber was, you know, limited how much you could eat. I don't know if it was just because you felt full or maybe there's some other issues going on. But I mean, was there one where you're more hungry on than the other one? Was it maybe the middle one, I'm guessing,
yes.
the junk food one?
Yeah, exactly. So the low fat fake food one, at the end of the day, I probably could have kept on eating on that one, which is absolutely mind blowing. To think that I could eat 6,000 calories worth of fake food and I could have probably kept going. But on the first one and the last one, satiety was at an all-time high. I struggled the most on the low carb real food one, particularly with the steak. I mean, just trying to, after, you know, about, what was it, just shy of 5,000 calories worth of, you know, egg, salmon, mackerel and almonds and pecans and stuff like that, then I had to eat 1,000 calories worth of steak. It was a struggle, and I had to kind of, you know, keep on going with that. And then the last one, was a really high satiety, but I still always managed to get it down regardless.
Yeah.